everything and anything you want to know right here on my podcast show. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the Ron Payne Podcast Show. And welcome to the show. My name, in case you guys don't know, is Ron Payne. And this is the year 2016. Once again, it's the second show of the year, so this show I'm pretty excited about. I made an announcement last week that we were going to have the 2015 Ron Payne Show Award, so pretty excited about that. So if you guys can bear with me as we go along here, awesome. If not, well, too damn bad, we're live, so yeah, whatever. Anyway, today we got a couple things we're going to talk about on the show today. One of the major things that I want to be able to talk about, usually don't do this, but just because I hear a lot of different things with the 2016 year upon us and everything else, and now anyway, I should say not even so much upon us, you get a lot of stuff like, say, 2015 was a year of the indie companies around the world, without a shadow of a doubt. We got a lot of indie guys that made big names for themselves and went back. Big names for themselves and went back. First and foremost, if you guys are really big in indie companies, whatever the case may be, support your local indie companies, especially in the year 2016, because this is our year. That a shadow of a doubt, this is our year. So definitely take the opportunity, go visit these guys on Facebook, wherever you may be. Go look on your local, convenience stores, wherever where all those big flyers are at that say, hey, we're coming to town, whatever the case may be. Go check these guys out, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a phenomenal show. Okay. I got 2 subjects I want to hit on real quick, and then I'm going to get to answering emails and phone calls here in a little bit about these subjects, so we're going to get right down to business for that. 2 subjects. One, I see a lot of times on, whether it be Facebook, just social media in general, the difference in gimmicks and everything else, especially whether it's in WWE, TNA, wherever they may be, the difference in gimmicks. You see a lot of changes between the way they were in indie companies and the way they are when they go up to the big leagues. So I do want to get different perspectives on the subject. What do you think are some of the pros and cons between the two? The 2 differences between having your own gimmick, your own startup point when it goes in, and when they go to the big companies, whether or not it helps them along the way or just destroys actually who they are and where they came out to be. So that's something major I would love to get people's input on. Second subject topic is, I noticed a lot of it for 2016, especially now. People are trying to enhance their companies, enhance their product by bringing in the big names, whether it be Hardy Boys or whatever the case may be, whoever their heart desires. Most companies do it for, their company, to help build their company. Some of them just use it just as profit because, whatever the case may be. My personal opinion, sometimes they may take it a little too far. Every month you see the same company with a different big guy coming in, and it's like, today I saw something for some other company saying that how they got 5 or 6 big guys. I saw people like the Hardy Boys, Mick Foley, a whole bunch of names on this flyer, and I saw 1 or 2 guys that are part of their indie company that, quite frankly, it's like, you know, you want to promote something that's great, but promote your other guys that you're trying to help build. You're not trying to build these big guys, you're trying to help build these small guys into doing something. You know, they got like 3 matches where it's all these legends or whatever the case may be, and it's like, okay, where are these young guys going to be at? So I want to get people's take on that as well. But most importantly, what everybody tuned in for tonight, which I'm really excited to be able to do for the first time ever on my show or in my life, really. I get to have an award ceremony, which is awesome. You know, may not be plaques, but it's very big recognition, especially for other companies that watch the show or whoever they might be. I do want you guys to be able to give these guys support on Facebook, tell them congratulations, whatever the case may be. First and foremost, I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. We are going to go with Breakout Star of the Year right here on the Ron Payne Show. I took it amongst myself to take a look at some of the indie names, not so much here, but down in Virginia, North Carolina, everything else, big wrestling establishment down there. So I want to be able to, you know, look out for these guys down there that really I personally think deserve this. So I'm going to start by Breakout Star of the Year. You got Max Morrison. He's brand new in the company, not too sure how long he's been in it, but I know he's still trying to break out a little bit. So that's the reason why we have him on here between Southside Pro Wrestling, NEW, or VCW, wherever he may be. Hopefully this helps you out a little bit, man. So Max Morrison, he was our first person up. Then we have Idol X. Idol X has been all over the place, like I had reviewed on this last week. You got Livid the Clown. You got Urban Legend and Timothy Lou Retton for Breakout Star of the Year. Timothy Lou, he's been in there for a while, but you know what? Hey, glad to see this young guy doing what he's doing. Same thing with Urban Legend, all over the place, still breaking in. Awesome. Live the Clown, same as him, crazy, wherever you want to call it. That's what he is. So, Breakout Star of the Year, though, like I said, your 2015 Breakout Star of the Year by 71% vote. Livid the Clown. Congratulations, man. Livid the Clown, you are the 2015 Ron Payne Show Wrestler of the Year, or Breakout Star of the Year. So, congratulations on that, man. And this way, if people don't know who Livid the Clown is, this is good old Livid, 2015 Breakout Star of the Year. Congratulations, Livid, and glad to see that you're making a name for yourself down there in the VAs, North Carolina, wherever. Good job, man. Okay. Another big category. I only got 4 tag teams. It's a tag team of the year. Once again, I'll go through the names list real quick, and then I'll give you guys the results. Geordie Bulldogs, real big down there, and you know, these guys are all over the place. So if you guys don't know who they are, obviously you just got into wrestling. Pain and Suffering, same thing with them. Big Guy Asafi, Diamond Victor Griff, 2 great powerhouses. So definitely look out for these guys. Devin Lopez and Joe King just formed recently, but you know what? These guys are making airwaves, and you know what? These guys are definitely in the category for it. The Platinum Enforcers, Phil Brown, and you also have C.W. Anderson, old ECW, alumni. So you got 4 great tag teams here. But I want to give you one winner. So with a 52% vote out of all 4 of those tag teams, 52% vote, it does go out to the Geordie Bulldogs. Congratulations, Geordie Bulldogs. You guys are the 2015 Tag Team of the Year for the Ron Payne Show. So congratulations. Glad to see that you guys are still doing your thing, and can't wait to see you guys again in action soon. Okay, now for Company of the Year. So guys, bear with me. Got a couple companies here, so just go easy on it, alright? You got, first and foremost, you got Next Evolution Wrestling, NEW. Then you have SPW, which is Southside Pro Wrestling. You got VCW, this is Vanguard Championship Wrestling. You got SMW, which is Smoky Mountain Wrestling down in Tennessee. So you got, then you have GWX, which is Ground Zero Wrestling. You got PWF, which is Premier Wrestling Federation. You have HCW, which is Hampton Roads Championship Wrestling. And then you have Jersey All Pro Wrestling, which is right here in New Jersey, which is JAPW. Now, I'm very close actually, and I do have to say, hold on 1 second. Hello, you're on live.
God damn it, I wanted to strangle myself with my own nuts listening to that damn music. It was highly offensive and I don't like it.
This must be Cooter.
God damn it, if anybody got a problem with it, you can call me.
Alright, Cooter. Cooter, hold on 1 second, man. Just give me 1 second. I'll announce a Company of the Year real quick. So give me 1 second, alright, bud?
One Mississippi.
Ah, nice. Anyway, the Company of the Year by 32% vote, Next Evolution Wrestling. Next Evolution Wrestling's been around for almost 2 years, a little over 2 years now. These guys are breakout, just like Breakout Star of the Year, but these guys are the major company down in North Carolina, so congratulations to NEW, and glad to have you guys do what you guys do. So looking forward to seeing more of your shows. So, Cooter, man, what do I have the pleasure of this phone call for, brother?
Damn it, I just wanted to say hi to the biggest moron I know.
Yes, sir. I could definitely understand that, and good to hear from you too, bud.
And goddamn it, it's snowing where I is. It sucks.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that, man. But listen, man, if you want, man, I'll talk to you more throughout the show. I'll give you a call back here shortly, and let me just get through the rest of this, awards.
I'm sure there's some dumb son bitch out there that got something stupid to say to me. And I'm more than happy to hear.
Oh, there ain't nobody out there. Not yet anyway, though, man. But if there is, man, you should be more than happy to call back, man.
You know I will.
Alright, bud.
Peace.
For those that don't know it, that's one half my old tag team partners. That's Cooter from the Good Old Boys. Yes, Cooter, as I just said that. Got Cooter and Cletus, and of course, part of my old gimmick, Ron Montgomery, as all of you must know. And, you know, we're going to see what the Good Old Boys have to bring back this year, if they do. So we'll see what happens, though. But anyway, down to the moment that everybody's waiting for. The 2015 Ron Payne Show Wrestler of the Year. We had 10 different wrestlers that I looked at, and these guys put it on the line every single show, stuff like that. Not saying that nobody else does, but these guys are in the category for a reason. So without further ado, I'm going to go over these categories here. First and foremost, we got Damian Wayne. We got Bo Crockett. We have Phil Brown. We have Asafi. We have C.W. Anderson. We have the Black Cloud, Joe Black. We have Will Huckabee. We have Jason Kincaid. We have Diamond Victor Griff. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Flyman himself, Sterling Williams. And without further ado, it was a very close one at that. Believe it or not, it was very close. We have Bo Crockett that had 27.3% votes. And then we also have the winner. My apologies, Bo, but I had to do this. We have the winner of the Wrestler of the Year, which is none other than the Southside Pro Wrestling North American Champion, Asafi, with 28% votes. Like I said, that was very close. Asafi, man, congratulations once again for being the 2015 Ron Payne Show Wrestler of the Year. You know, to everybody else that have been in these categories, man, you guys put on one heck of a show. Like I said, I don't have any saying what goes on with any of this. I simply put it up, and these are what the fans that come to see your shows, whatever the case may be, go online to look at. So congratulations to everybody for Wrestler of the Year. You have a Safi. Tag Team of the Year, you got the Geordie Bulldogs. Breakout Star of the Year, you got Liv the Clown. And then the Company of the Year, you got Next Evolution Wrestling. Congratulations to everybody for the 2015 year-end awards. I was very happy that I was able to do something for you guys. Help you guys out a little bit more as we go along also. Now, like I had said before, my apologies. Okay, like I said before, now to get down to business here, just as well, I want to get everybody's take on the topic of subjects difference between independent gimmicks and making it up to the big times. What are the differences? What do you think the pros, cons are? Stuff like that. And you also got big names in the indie companies to build profit, whatever the case may be, whether they're there to build profit, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it'll help out the company, whether they're there, whether it won't be, whether or not they should even have them to help them move it up. My personal opinion when it comes to difference in gimmicks and everything else like that, independent gimmicks are fantastic just for the simple fact that it's like, wow, it's great to see so much stuff go on with the companies and everything else like that when they want to bring in new gimmicks and everything else, whether or not it's going to hurt them or not. Really, when it comes down to it, man, the gimmicks and everything else, there's a lot of things that people have to consider when it comes to people bringing, their stuff when it comes to fans and stuff like that. When you have fans, the fans are the ones that are going to either make you or break you. When you see them, they're the ones that's going to tell you whether or not you want to be a face or a heel. Whether it be baby face or a heel, however everybody looks at it. It really all depends on the fans. Sometimes you're going to have to look at it halfway through and just go, man, and it becomes very difficult sometimes to interpret that. A lot of companies focus on contracts and stuff like that, not so much to hurt somebody, but to make sure that, look, if we train you, we don't want somebody coming in taking out the credit for what we've done. And some companies are like that. Most companies are kind of like, hey, go on, get as many, fans have a hard time, or not fans, companies have a really hard time realizing that if you just stick with one company, you're not going to move. You're not going to expand like you should be. It's always good to have that home, but at the same time, when you get to be a certain age, they try to push you out, and that's the same concept as being part of a company. They're there to help you, but at the same time, they want to see you grow. And in order for you to grow, you got to go out there and make a name for yourself. You have to go send out emails, send out videos, whatever you have to do, make phone calls. It really all depends on you. Whether or not that when you walk into a company, they go, oh, you know what, we already got somewhat of a gimmick like that here in our company already. And it's really your choice whether or not that you want to be able to turn that around and say, okay, then let me do something different then. And maybe the fans might react better, and maybe they won't. I know this. Big companies like that, you know what I mean? For instance, like I said, I don't usually do this during the show, but we're going to make comparisons. Guys like Samoa Joe. Look at Samoa Joe when he went into NXT. Big push, everything else like this, and all of a sudden it was like poof. You don't hear much about this big guy coming. They changed up his music. It's the same concept of they didn't really change much about him. Even the music kind of killed him, I think. And that's my own personal opinion, you got guys like James Storm. When James Storm first came in at NXT, everybody was like, and then, due to whatever the case may be, he left or whatever the case may be, but you got a lot of guys that had one gimmick here and then they changed them coming into another. You got so many guys that are in the WWE now or TNA or for the big companies that have done 6-7 gimmicks in the last 3 years or 2 years that it's like, who is this guy? It's the same guy that we see. You just either put a mask on him or you did something different. So I definitely want to get everybody's aspect on this. Like I said, go to the Ron Payne Show at gmail.com or go to, you can message me on Facebook over at the Ron Payne Show or on my Facebook on Ron Payne, or you can call in live at 845-608-6797. Again, 845-608-6797. Definitely want to hear different people's opinions on it. And the other part is, the other subject that I brought up, big names in this company, especially when they go into to work with the lower indie companies, whether or not they should be, I agree with bringing big names in just to help out, and just to help draw more of a crowd. But when you got 4 or 5 guys that show up that are, whether they're legends or anything else like that, you have like 3, maybe you have about 2 or 3 matches out of a 5 to, or like a 6 to 8 card show, and 3 of these matches, 2-3 of these matches are already taken up by legends that everybody else comes out to see. That's all fine and dandy, but what about these younger guys that have been busting their ass? And I'm all for it. Hold on one second, we have another phone call. Hello, you're on the show live.
Hey, it's your little brother.
I can't hear you, bud. Say that again.
Hey, it's your little brother.
Mr. Keller, how you doing, brother? What can I do for you?
How are you? I was just listening to the show recently, and I hear how the George Bulldogs were Tag Team of the Year.
Yes, sir.
I personally have seen them in action with the company of NEW. And they are by far a very, very, very great tag team. When I actually had the pleasure of working with NEW there for a little while, actually when you were working there for a little bit.
Yep.
That was when you were with Sean Adams as your tag team partner.
Yep. Anti-authority.
I just have to say, you had some great candidates, with the George Bulldogs and Sterling Williams. And my question is to you is, what do you think it would take to make? Because I'm also a very good friend of Sterling Williams. That was who I voted for. What do you think it would take for him to be a breakout star?
What it would take for him to be a breakout star?
Yeah.
That's a really good question. No matter what, I personally think that Sterling Williams is a huge breakout star regardless. He's been in this company for well over 4 years now. And, every show that this guy's at, it's just, it's watching like some kind of transformation every time this guy's in the ring. Different moves, everything.
Every single time.
Sterling Williams, once again, fantastic worker. I've wrestled with him. I've helped train with him. I've hung out with the guy and everything else like that. So, when it comes down to him being a breakout star, it's that's why I put him in the category of Wrestler of the Year, because in my opinion, I think he deserves of something of that stature. Regardless whether or not he wasn't able to do it this year with this company, by company, I mean, the Ron Payne Show. Once again, it all it all boils down to the fans on who they want to see as Wrestler of the Year.
Exactly. I mean, also NEW, very great company. I've had the pleasure of working with them.
Yes.
I haven't really recently been updated on their recent activities. I mean, I know there was the scandal with Vax and the whole thing that's going on with that. What is your take on that?
I don't really have a take on it, only because, Next Evolution Wrestling is a by far fantastic company. All these companies are. When it comes to Next Evolution Wrestling, whatever kind of scandal is going on has already been squashed. I think it was done within like a day or two or something like that.
But I'm gathering from my intel. I mean, it's a very big company. I love them to death.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I don't even have a take on it, to be honest. It's just, it's kind of give or take at that moment.
Okay. I wanted to touch on something else, and I know this is normally not your forte. I know you're more into the indie side of things.
Okay.
But I wanted to touch on to the professional side, the WWE side.
Sure.
What is your take on them giving Brock Lesnar another push at the WWE title?
Awesome. But depending on how they go about things, just like everybody else, I watch Raw and everything else like that. And, when they made the announcement for the first time ever, for those that don't know, for the first time ever, the title will be defended at the Royal Rumble, for those that don't know. But a lot of people say, hey, this has been done before. Granted, the title has been put up for grabs once before, and that was in 1992 Royal Rumble, where if I'm not mistaken, it was Ric Flair who won it. But in WWE history, it has never been defended. In other words, one person that holds the title has never been in the ring with 29 other guys.
Isn't he starting first or second?
Say it again?
Isn't Roman Reigns starting first or second in the Royal Rumble match?
They didn't announce that, so it's quite possibility. I think it'd be really cool to start him out there. In my opinion, to be perfectly honest, in my opinion, I see Triple H entering the Royal Rumble and winning the Royal Rumble, and I see it leading up to Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania.
Which would be an awesome match.
Yeah. Oh, hands down. Yeah. I see that happen.
Also, I wanted another take on just one more thing. Once again,
sure.
I know you don't touch on the WWE very much. What about the Hall of Fame inductions? I know Sting was just recently inducted. My biggest thing is I'm a very big Undertaker fan, and when do you think his nomination is going to come along?
This year. I think he'll be the last one inducted this year, to be honest. I see a lot of guys that...
It was a very great induction. He definitely deserved it. Stone Cold was one of those other big ones that I'm a fan of. He was inducted back in 2009.
Yeah.
When I first saw that Sting was inducted, I was very, very pleased with that. But I was kind of hoping that Undertaker would have been, number one. I mean, I don't know his status of retiring and everything else. I don't know if that's still set in stone, but it would still be nice to see him inducted.
Well, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, there's so many different names, to be quite honest. There's so many different names that most likely could have been before Sting. At the same time, with what's been going on with him throughout the year and everything else, the match with Seth Rollins, and you had the match with Triple H, whatever the case should be, 2 matches, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people were upset that he was the first person to be inducted. My personal opinion, I don't think that it was a bad idea to put him in the induction because he's well deserved of it. But at the same time, there's a lot of other different names that could have came first as well. You got guys like Ivan Koloff. You got guys like Macho Man Randy Savage. Macho Man Randy Savage should have been inducted. Owen Hart should have been inducted already. In my personal opinion, I'm with Joe.
I wonder that he was going to be inducted this year.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, like in my personal opinion, I'm with Joe Black on this one. Joe Black, if you listen, I totally agree with you. I'm a Chris Benoit guy, man.
Yeah, I love Benoit.
You know, regardless what has happened in the past, I believe Benoit deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for what he has done in professional wrestling itself. So I could definitely, understand all that. There's so many different names that are in retirement right now that deserves to be in a Hall of Fame, but at the same time, anything could happen. You know what I mean? They started inducting people 2 weeks prior to the Royal Rumble, so instead of 8 people being inducted, there might be 10. For all we know. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see who gets inducted.
Right. All right. Well, I just figured I'd keep calling the show since I was finally off work and had an opportunity to call you and let you know I was watching the show.
Absolutely.
Good luck to Joe Black and Sterling Williams and the Doherty Bulldogs. You're all big fans of mine. And I hope you guys have good success.
And I'm sure they're all listening. Thanks again for the phone call, Joe, man. I appreciate that, and glad to hear that you're doing well. I'm glad to hear that that you're a fan of the show and a fan of these guys as well. So I do appreciate that, and so do they.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bud. Thank you very much.
No problem.
There you go. That was Joe Keller, former employee of NEW. So, we got a lot of guys that come across from the show. So, Joe, thanks again for the phone call, man. We appreciate all the support. And these guys that are in the runnings, and whether they're in the runnings or won, they all appreciate your support too as well. Now, like I said, I don't want anybody to be afraid to make phone calls, whatever the case may be. I know, not really afraid, but whatever the case may be. Huge outcome for, the survey portions of everything. For the surveys, we had over 150 people actually go onto the survey and actually, vote for these guys and for everybody on the list. So I mean, that's huge, actually, believe it or not. That's very huge when it comes to fan support for these guys, or whether it's fan support for the show, whatever the case may be. There's just so much different stuff that can be done in companies, stuff like that. Real quick, I'm gonna read off some upcoming dates and shows for you guys. This way everybody knows some upcoming shows down there in Virginia, North Carolina. You got Shockwave Entertainment out in Havelock, North Carolina, June 23rd. You also got January 30th, you got Fusion Wrestling in Yorktown, Virginia, sorry. February 13th, you got Southside Pro Wrestling in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And then February 20th, you have Next Evolution Wrestling in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. It's interesting to know. And by the way, thank you for the dates there, Bo Crockett. I do appreciate it, because it kind of helps you guys out a little bit when doing all that. But it's very hard to get down to building a profit for a company. Very hard for that. Especially indie companies, they struggle more than anybody in the business, because you can't run every month, you can't run every 2 weeks. Hell, you can't even run every week half the time. Or I have that totally backwards. You can't run every week. You can barely run every 2 weeks. You can barely run every month. So that's why I try to push the fact of, supporting your local indie companies down in over there. These guys work really hard to put on great shows for you. And that's why I did the year awards this way. You guys can see who are some of the guys that you guys could look out for, especially if then you're in your area, whether it be Virginia, North Carolina, New York, New Jersey, West Virginia, Maryland, up and down the whole East Coast, hell, across the world for that matter, But like I said, we're going to take a short break real quick, and when we come back, we'll take some more phone calls once again. Ron Payne Show at gmail.com, or talk to us on Facebook, or give us a call at 845-608-6797, and we will be right back. Everything and anything you want to know right here on my podcast show. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the Ron Payne Podcast Show. And we are back. Sorry about that. Just a little easier to do it that way. It gives me time to, figure out things. Anyway, got an email, and very interesting actually. Will Ron Payne be back in the show? And by show, I guess he's meaning, will I be back in the ring in a company in the year 2016? Well, like I announced last week, I will be back in the ring very soon, actually, with my tag team partner. Who that tag team partner may be, well, you're gonna have to just wait and find out. Simple as that. When it comes down to tag team divisions, wherever you may be, we are open. We are looking for bookings, and we're willing to take on anybody, whether it be the 2015 Georgia Bulldogs, or Pain and Suffering, or Devin Lopez and Joe King. Oh, even the Platinum Enforcers. We're, there's a lot of different tag teams out there, and, we'll take on anybody. It does not matter. For those of you that see me in the ring, I'm definitely not scared of anybody or anything, really. Kind of a little sick up here, but hey, why not? So to answer your question, yes, I will be back in the ring very soon. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. But since that is the only email or phone call for that matter, once again, thank you for joining us on the show. If you guys want, I'm still available throughout the day, throughout the night, make videos, post, whatever. I'll even post the topics online, and then you guys can even give me your feedback as well. I want to congratulate all the winners in the 2015 Ron Payne Show Awards. Wrestler of the Year once again, Big Man Asafi, the North American Heavyweight Champion for Southside Pro Wrestling. Congratulations on that, brother. The Tag Team of the Year, Geordie Bulldogs. Breakout Star of the Year, Liv the Clown. And last but certainly not least, the Company of the Year, Next Evolution Wrestling. Congratulations to all the winners. And join us next week. Let everybody know what's going on throughout the week, if we're going to have any guests, or we're just going to shoot the hell again. So with that being said, congratulations to everybody once again. My name is Ron Payne, and this has been another edition of the Ron Payne Podcast Show. Everything and anything you want to know right here on my podcast show. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the Ron Payne Podcast Show.